Today, we are going to go way beyond the basics. We're going to transform your GitHub Copilot from just a simple autocompleter into a true AI pair programmer, one that writes code exactly the way you want it to. So first, let's get on the same page about what we're actually trying to achieve here. This isn't just about getting some random code suggestions. It's about building a real, collaborative AI partner that truly understands your project's little quirks and works right alongside you. And that really brings us to the biggest challenge. Getting Copilot to write some code, that's the easy part. The real trick is getting it to write code that perfectly matches your project's architecture, your coding standards, and all those little unwritten rules your team follows. To get there, we're going to follow a really clear path. I want you to think of it just like you're onboarding a new developer. We're going to get them set up, give them a tour of the project, hand them the team handbook, and teach them how to communicate with the rest of the team. So, let's get started. The best way to think about Copilot is as that brilliant new hire on your team. It's incredibly smart, it learns super fast, but right out of the box, it needs to learn the ropes of your specific project.
Its whole job is to live right there inside your editor with you. It's trying to understand the context of your code, give you intelligent suggestions, let you chat through problems, and it can even refactor huge, complicated chunks of logic for you.
Okay, first things first. Every new hire needs their laptop and their login credentials, right? Well, for Copilot, this means we've got to get the basic environment set up and make sure it's authenticated correctly. Before we actually start the install, just do a quick check and make sure you have these 3 things ready to go: a GitHub account with a verified email, a recent version of VS Code, and of course, an active Copilot subscription. The initial setup is really just a simple 4-step process. First, you'll install the 2 main extensions from the marketplace. Then you'll sign into GitHub, which will pop you over to your browser for a second. You'll complete that whole authentication flow, and then back in VS Code, you can just look at the status bar to confirm it's all working. Now here is a pro tip. Before you move on, open up your settings.json file. By enabling the chat agent and its autofix capabilities, you are unlocking some of Copilot's most powerful, most forward-looking features. Seriously, do not skip this step. All right, with the basics installed, it is time for the project tour. We need to give our new AI partner a really deep understanding of the codebase and the context that it's going to be working in. This next step is an absolute game changer. Instead of you having to manually explain your project's frameworks, you can actually have Copilot analyze the entire workspace by itself. You just click Generate Instructions, and it will read all your code, your dependencies, your folder structure, and it will create its own understanding of how your project is built. Now, that automatic context is a fantastic start, but for perfect consistency, you have to provide explicit rules. This is where we write the team handbook, the non-negotiable standards that our AI has to follow. And the secret to making Copilot an expert on your specific project is this one single markdown file. All you have to do is create a copilot-instructions.md file inside a .github folder at your project's root, and that becomes the central source of truth for Copilot. And inside that file, you can lay out your project's golden rules. This is where you really enforce that consistency. You can mandate TypeScript interfaces for all your props, specify the exact method for styling, define your error handling patterns, and even set your own documentation standards. You can get really specific here to enforce your architectural standards. For instance, a simple instruction like this ensures all new React components use Pascal case, while utility files use camel case. This is how you start to automate consistency.
The crucial point here is that you can be incredibly explicit. A simple rule to always use stylesheet.create completely eliminates the chance of Copilot suggesting some performance-killing inline styles. It learns your project's best practices, and then it sticks to them. So, our AI is now set up and it's been trained on the project rules. The next step is we need to learn how to communicate with it effectively. And really, this is all about mastering the art of the prompt.
Getting the best results means giving the best instructions. You got to be specific about your tech stack. Use file references to give Copilot the exact context it needs. Provide examples of existing code patterns you want it to follow, and don't forget to set constraints around things like performance. For example, instead of a vague request like improve login, you can use the super powerful @workspace command. This tells Copilot to do a multi-file refactoring, understanding the entire authentication flow and replacing the existing logic with modern, secure token storage practices.
Or you can point it at a known performance bottleneck. This prompt instructs Copilot to analyze a specific component, the challenges list screen, and apply best practices to optimize its flat list performance, which is a complex but really common task in mobile development. Finally, let's lock in everything we've learned by summarizing the key habits. If you follow these best practices, you'll ensure that your AI partner remains a productive, consistent, and invaluable member of your team. Remember to treat your custom instructions file like it's living documentation. You want to keep it concise but comprehensive. As your project evolves, you have to update the rules. And remember to be specific. Even just mentioning the exact library versions you're using can make a huge difference in the quality of the suggestions you get. And there you have it. You now have the full workflow to transform GitHub Copilot from just a generic tool into a true specialist on your code base. It's set up, it's got the team handbook, and it knows how to listen. The only question left is, what is the first rule you are going to teach it?